Hey guys, here's a quick grow update. Today is the 16th of May. I did have some problems this year with my most of my chili plants. I kind of messed up with the soil on them, and then I accidentally kind of cooked them in a greenhouse, and they got some crown rot, some damping off issues. But yeah, what I have here is starting to take off. The growing conditions have been pretty nice recently, kind of mid 20s, up to 30 Celsius. We just had a typhoon the other day and they all managed to survive pretty well. Let's see, these are some store-bought ones that I got as backup. This is Peter Pepper. This is a Vietnamese chili. I've got thyme back there. Yellow habanero, also store-bought, and jalapeno there, which is also store-bought. Other than that, the rest of them are started from seed. This is chocolate boot, which wasn't looking so good when it was in its solo cup, so it's in quite a small pot. Yeah, I kind of ran out of space with pots because I'd used them for other things because I didn't know if the chilies were going to make it. There's a ajicito. They're still pretty small, but they are starting to grow pretty well now. There's still a lot of time in the growing season here. That's a Yukari Bakang, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Here is Mako Akokosrade. Again, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not. Ahi Habanero, which is actually getting a pretty decent size now. That one's growing pretty nicely. It's still got a lot of growing to do, obviously, but it's actually picking up its pace pretty well. Some beans here, some string beans. There's soybeans over here, which are also starting to get big pretty quickly. My mint plants, rosemary. Yeah, tomatoes are doing well. They're also quite enjoying the weather recently. They're starting to flower. I'd like them to get quite a bit bigger, but they're on their way. That one's a mini tomato. This is I guess they're the same thing, cherry tomato, this one, which is growing really quick now, especially after it rained. There's a Erica Dostrelli, another tomato. That's a lemon cucumber seedling I've got sat there. Pineapple ground cherry, which will be a first for me, but they look pretty fun. This is really, yeah, it's really compact actually. It's quite, I have to keep picking off the flowers because it won't stop flowering. And they're probably my biggest success so far is the Carolina Reaper, which is growing at a decent rate. I might get some pods before summer off this one actually, I think. There's my lemon tree, which was not in a great state of health last year, but this year it's doing great. It's even starting to flower. Morning Glory over here, which have just started sprouting, and I'm going to train them along the side around the railings. Here's lemon cucumber, which is still quite small. It's definitely growing a little bit slower than the other ones, but it was started a little bit later than the other ones. Another lemon cucumber, which is growing pretty well. Again, it's small, but that was started even later. This is National Pickling cucumber. They're all trying to put out flowers, the cucumbers, at the moment, even though they're barely a foot off the ground yet, you know. There's a cucumber, typical Japanese cucumber. I think it's called a West River or something, I forget. West River, Nishigawa. Doing pretty well. Next to it is one called a V-Load cucumber, which again was a store-bought. This year I decided to put them in these containers, which are actually about 28 litres each container, so they got some good space in there, more than last year anyway, and I did well last year in container. And then here is a F1 cucumber. I just bought the seeds as an F1, and it is growing pretty. It's a pretty nice looking plant already. Again, it is flowering. You've got some baby cucumbers trying to come in there, but again, the plant's not very tall. Here are my hops, Centennial hops. They're about 2 meters tall now. This is first year growing them from rhizome, so they're doing pretty well for first year hops, I think. Expect them to be even more impressive next year. And I've got my hanging basket, some oregano, spearmint, which is not my healthiest mint plant. They grow really well in the pots that I've got over in the corner, but not in hanging baskets. Nasturtium, which are pretty happy. They're just all flowers all the time. Actually, the leaves on them aren't very impressive anymore, just because the flowers seem to crowd them out. They're pretty happy. I got lemon thyme, just starting to flower. And this is Eau de Cologne mint, which tastes about as bad as it sounds. I just bought that as a seedling. I thought I'd give it a try, but shan't be doing that again. Yeah, so, and I have a jasmine plant in the corner there, which has just finished blooming. And that's about it. Cheers.